Hi, and welcome to my shop. String instruments have bridges on them, and sometimes those bridges can warp, bend, and even break. Today we're going to take this old warped violin bridge and carve a new one. Here's our old bridge, and as you can see it's pretty warped. The back of the bridge that faces the tailpiece should be perfectly straight, and as you can see this one is pretty warped. It's bending to the back. On a new bridge, the back should be perfectly straight, and the belly is the front of the bridge that faces the fingerboard. So we're going to carve this side. The first thing I'm going to do is place the back of the new bridge on the workbench, and then take the old bridge and place the back of it on top of it and line it up really well. We're going to trace the outline. I'm going to mark where the string notches go on the bridge also. Okay, now when we're carving the bridge we have to be careful. We want the feet of the bridge to be about 4 millimeters thick. Right now it's 5.32. We want the top of the bridge where the strings go to be about 1.5 millimeters. So we need to go take it down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to carve down to my line now. I'm going to leave the pencil line though. Okay, that's pretty good for now. Now we're going to start thinning it down. Number 4 millimeters down here and 1.5 at the top with a taper. We don't want to change the straight back at all. We want to keep that perfectly straight. So we'll kind of carve, sloping it down towards the top of the bridge. I'm going to use a little Stanley 12101 hand plane. It's like a little finger plane. I'm going to sharpen up the blade first though. Out. Use a whetstone. I think this is a 1000 grit on this side. Then this side is 8000 and 4000. So we'll get these Japanese stones wet. Start by lapping the back. I just use circular motions. Get the back nice and flat. Okay. That looks pretty good. 4000. All right, now we'll do the beveled edge. I find the bevel with my fingers, which is right here. I use my middle finger, ring finger, and thumb on this hand to write on the stone to act like a guide. Always making sure I have the bevel. Looks pretty good. Okay, let's try the paper cut test. Got a little piece of paper here. And I think we're pretty good. that's cutting pretty good. So we'll install this back in and I'll start carving the bridge. Okay, I got the blade back in and I just kind of sight down the back of it to make sure that the blade is straight across here. You can also check just on the side of a piece of wood to see if you have any bit of the blade coming out far enough, which is not. So I'm going to advance the blade a little bit in there. Still not getting any shavings. A little bit more. Kind of feel with your finger. I've probably got too much. It's biting in the wood too much, so let's back it out a little bit. That should be pretty good. Okay, I got the plane blade, the iron back in the plane, and I set it so it's just coming out just a little bit. And we'll start to take some light passes off of the top of the bridge. I'm not going to worry if we lose our line because we're going to check it on the violin in a little bit to make sure that it's correct. Just going easy on this. This little bench hook I made is kind of nice. Just keeps the bridge from moving on you. I take the plane blade down a little bit further. Be careful. There we go. I'm not pressing too hard on the plane. I'm trying to go with the grain of the wood too. You always want to check it to make sure you're even. Okay, I'll keep working on this and get right back to you when I get it down close. Okay, I'm going to check the measurement again. It's like 1.7 on the top, and the feet about 4.2. Pretty good. Okay, I think we're going to leave it like this. It's pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to file down to the lines. I'm going to clean my file first. It's called a file card. Wire bristles. Cleans any wood out of the file. Helps you to cut better. Okay. I'm going to round it over, just coming down to my line here. Looks pretty good. We can do the final fitting on the violin. Now we need to carve the feet to match the top of the violin. Okay, here's our violin. We'll need to take the strings off. I'm going to use some painter's tape so the strings don't get mixed up. So I'm going to just tear off a piece of this. I just go under first. And just lightly put it together. That way your strings don't get all tangled up when you go to put the violin back together. The bridge needs to be lined up between the two F-hole notches. There's a notch right here. There's one on the other side, and the bridge lines up centered between those two notches. And the feet need to be carved to match the top profile of your violin or your instrument that you're making a bridge for. So this one needs just a little bit of work. Doesn't quite match. Okay, we're going to mark the top with a little chalk where the feet go. take our bridge, making sure the back is facing the tailpiece. This is the back because it's flat. We'll rub it on there. That'll pick up chalk where it's too high. So we'll need to carve these sections here. Just carving the chalk off the feet. Okay. Try it again. Just a little bit more right here. Okay, we'll check that. I think we're pretty good. Now, if you want to, you can go in and carve more, refine the shape of this bridge if you want to. This is just a student instrument that needed a quick repair. So I'm probably just going to leave it as is for now. It will get by. Next thing we do is just carve the notches for the strings. We're just going to take our knife, make a little indentation there. Here. One here. Okay, now I'm just going to take a rectangular file, small file, and we're going to cut those grooves just a little bit deeper. It's just enough where the string will catch in there. Mark this one a little more. Okay, well, I've decided to shape the feet a little bit just to get the bulk off them. They don't look so bulky. Helps with the tone production. Just carve these down a little bit. All right, now we're going to smooth it out a little bit with some sandpaper. I think this is 320 grit. And that should be pretty good. We'll sand just a little bit of the edges. I think we're looking good. Okay, let's assemble this onto the violin and see how it sounds. All right, when you assemble the violin, you're going to put the bridge back on. You want to make sure the flat part of the bridge is facing the tailpiece, and the belly, the curved part, is facing the fingerboard. Okay, we'll start just by removing our tape from the strings. We'll start with the G. Place that in the fine tuner. And ooh, try that again. Place that in the fine tuner. And tighten it up a little bit. Just put a little tension so the bridge doesn't move on me. And we'll go to the D string, take it off of there. Okay, well, once again, this is just kind of a quick emergency fix for a broken bridge. Say it's the weekend and you have to play somewhere and your bridge broke or something's damaged on it and you need to repair it. This will get you by until you can get to a professional bridge carver and they could actually fit the bridge a lot better. But this is just sort of a rough bridge cut just to get you by. Okay, well, good luck in your woodworking, and we'll see you next time.